Did Jesus have brothers? Was Mary always a virgin? Let's answer these questions using only scripture in 90 seconds. Scripture says that Mary and Joseph didn't know each other until Jesus was born. This seems pretty cut and dry, but the Greek word for until, theos, doesn't actually denote a change occurring after the period. The word is more so used to denote a set beginning and end of a time. And we see this in scripture. Is Timothy supposed to stop preaching after Paul comes? Is Jesus' reign going to end after the battle is over? So if we're going to be more clunky but accurate to the Greek, what it's saying is that Mary and Joseph didn't sleep together during the time that she was pregnant with Jesus, which would have been pretty culturally abnormal. But if you had no siblings, why would Jesus be called the firstborn? In ancient Jewish culture, firstborn wasn't a numerical statement, it was the title you give to the child you offered up to God, which is why we see Mary and Joseph present him to the Lord. You would do this and call your kid that, whether or not you had more children afterwards. Now, scripture does have multiple places in which they specifically mention and name brothers of Jesus. The issue is that the Greek word for brother, adelphos, can mean brother, but it can also mean like any close relative. So it could mean blood brother, but does it? Fortunately, we can track this because we know from Galatians 1:8 that the James mentioned as the Lord's brother was also an apostle. This is also the same guy who presided over the Council of Jerusalem in Acts 15. So it's one of two Jameses. If it's James the Greater, the one beheaded by Herod, the one who was one of the sons of thunder, his dad is Zebedee and his mom is Salome. So not Mary and Joseph. It's more likely James the Lesser, since we know that he also has a brother named Joseph, which is one of the other names mentioned as Jesus' brother, and his mom's name is Mary. However, his dad is Alphaeus. Okay, but benefit of the doubt, maybe Mary remarried after Joseph died? Well, we know from the women standing at the foot of the cross that this Mary is also Mary, the wife of Cleopas. He's the same guy, it's just two different ways to say the name Calphi. And that's a different person from Mary, the mother of Jesus, because she's also mentioned being there. So that group of brothers aren't blood brothers, they're just some other close relative. Likely not cousins, because there is another word for that that's used specifically for John the Baptist. So if we look at the full context, there's nothing saying that Jesus had brothers or that Mary wasn't a perpetual virgin. In fact, there's way more evidence that she was, like when she says to the angel, "I know no man," being a definitive statement. Like if I told you that you had lung cancer and you were like, "How can this be? I don't smoke," obviously implying that you're not going to start smoking in the future, which would have been a little bit weird since she was already betrothed, but now I'm over time.